So strength wellness attribute is the next test we're going to do. So it's going to be minimum resistance, upper, lower, front, and back, weak, and then surface EMG. So one of the things that we found out was strength was actually the hardest of all the attributes to figure out and get a true wellness score, because so many people, even if they aren't really strong or they're weak, they can do it that one time. So this is why we did weekly. But one of the things that we found out is strength is probably one of the hardest things for people to get people to do, but probably one of the more important things. So we're going to talk about the why here. So why exercise? So why we're talking a little bit more about this is because so many people don't want to do strength training as they get older, but it's probably one of the more important things. But one of the nice things is brain cells numbers have been shown to increase with exercise. In rat studies, displayed better brain function. It reduces dementia and Alzheimer's. And then more and more research are coming out showing that when you exercise, it helps with depression. It outperforms Zoloft and antidepressants by more than 50%. So, this is a major thing because you see so many people with depression now, and a lot of younger kids with depression. And so one of the things that you can really prevent it by 50% is by exercise. Strength training was one of the main things. So people with high activity levels were half likely to get Alzheimer's than inactive people, and so less likely to suffer dementia and mental impairment. People who exercise slept better, about an hour, both sleep faster, so we know that sleep is very important. Nursing home residents were encouraged to lift weights 3 times a week for 2 months, and the participants' average walking speed nearly tripled, and their balance improved by half, and many no longer need their canes, and their self-confidence soared. And so this is a major thing because these are people in nursing homes, and and it's just hard to get people to want to lift weights, but lifting weights really changes your cortisol levels. It helps your nervous system. It just helps take stress off the joints and the spine, and it's an incredible thing to do. So we need to be doing it. So major studies found that regular exercise reduced the death rate among women who have already had breast cancer. So they found that breast cancer patients who walk or do other forms of exercise for 3 to 5 hours a week are about 50% less likely to die from disease than sedentary women. So helps prevent breast cancer. So a landmark study set out to determine if exercise could prevent diabetes. So it took around 3,000 people that were pre-diabetic, divided them into 3 categories. One group took a drug that helped with diabetes, another took a placebo, and one actually reduced their calories and ate less fat in regular program of moderate exercise. So it compared to the so it's just showing that compared to the placebo group, the incidence of diabetes in the diet and exercise group was a whopping 58% lower. So 58% is a huge difference. Those taking the drugs also reduced the risk of diabetes, but only about half as much as did those making the lifestyle changes. So exercise is preventing diabetes, cancer, depression, dementia, Alzheimer's. These are all really good reasons why to exercise. And then one of the things we want to do with connectingtowellness.com is to actually turn around and help other people. So you want to be looking for people that are having these problems to try to get them in your group. So here's the test that we're going to do to figure out a strength test. So remember we said this is one of the harder tests to actually get a true valid test result, to see where you were, because a lot of people could just pull it off that day or that time. So this one, you have to be doing it 2 to 3 times a week, and then we are wanting to do minimum resistance. So you gotta be doing at least 10 pounds. Like bands are usually blue. There's 10 pounds, or you need to do 2-pound weights. And then we're trying to do 8 times with these. So you need to be making the changes in your body system. You need to be actually doing some weights, and it actually helps there's so many things that it just helps with. So all these tests here that we're talking about are on the rehab sheet that's on the website. So you just got to do the rehab sheet, the simple one. And so bench press, bicep curl, tricep curl, reverse fly, quadriceps, hamstrings, and calves. If you're doing all those minimum resistance, then you're doing your neck muscles with the synergy ball, the 22 centimeter synergy ball, 2 or 3 times a week. The strength front, you're doing your abdominals, sit-ups. You need to be doing those 2 to 3 times a week and doing about 20 times. Strength of your back, you're doing the back extensor exercises and extension exercises 2 to 3 times a week. And so you're either doing Superman exercises or the elastic band back extension exercises. So remember, you can get this rehab sheet off of our website, and then you need to be doing this 2 or 3 times. So then you can just score yourself. Are you doing minimum resistance, upper, lower, front, and back, and are you doing them 2 or 3 times a week? Then there you go. You're preventative wellness. If you're not, only doing less than that, then you're average. And then if you're not doing anything, or you're not getting the right resistance, then you're sickness and crisis. So here's the sheets that we were talking about that you can get off our website. The strength test, we have a computerized strength test for your spine, and so this is important because it's helping determine like how strong your spinal muscles are based off of the electrical current. And what happens is these little sensors are put on your back muscles bilaterally on both sides, and then it'll read how much current it is going in there, and like if there's a difference from side to side. But it's nice because you're getting to see how strong you are in your muscles that actually help with posture and your nervous system, and so you can get a nice score on that. So when you get the test done, well, we actually of course do it at our office, but there's a lot of other places that will do surface EMG tests for your back. So you can actually get a score, and it'll tell you what it is, or you can get the read off, and blacks and reds are the worst. So in the example here, the neck and the upper back are in crisis, and like around T9 on the right's in crisis. But then it'll just tell you where you are on your health score. So then you can just write that down.